Taliban crush opposition across Afghanistan as chaos builds at airport. All kinds of movement will be banned while joint forces of the Islamic Emirate carry out clearance operations in the city, one source said. Around 650,000 Afghans are estimated to live in the rural and urban areas of surrounding Khost province. The rapid shutdown of opposition undermines the Taliban's repeated attempts to convince international media and observers that their rule will be more restrained and inclusive than it was 2 decades ago. But it reflects the reality across the country, where similarly severe approaches have been taken. Tensions are especially heightened because August 19 is Afghanistan's Independence Day, commemorating the date Britain relinquished control of the country in 1919. Sporadic gunfire was also heard, at a more intense rate than on previous days. And on the streets of Kabul, women who occupied prominent positions in the past 2 decades continue to fear for their safety. At the capital's airport, where for days images of frantic Afghans looking for escape have underscored the dramatic unraveling of 2 decades of U.S. involvement in the country, crowds are swelling and locals are struggling to get through Taliban checkpoints and into the facility. The U.S. Embassy in the city warned people on Wednesday evening that it cannot ensure safe passage to the airport. The U.S. has evacuated 7,000 people in the past 5 days, the Pentagon said Thursday. President Joe Biden, still facing international condemnation for his unapologetic stance on the American withdrawal and the ensuing rise of the Taliban, has suggested U.S. troops could stay past withdrawal deadline to evacuate all Americans. But he did not make the same pledge for Afghan partners, and locals face a chaotic rush to get themselves onto a flight. Desperation at Kabul's airport. As the final departure of Western forces looms larger, scenes at the airport are becoming more disorderly. The Pentagon admitted on Thursday that U.S. troops are still not being used to retrieve Americans from elsewhere in Kabul, saying it was prioritizing securing the airport.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that we don't have the capability to go out and collect the large numbers of people, adding that he would draw a distinction between extracting someone in an extreme condition or circumstance versus going out and collecting up large numbers of American citizens. The U.S. Embassy in Kabul has instead notified Americans who want to leave the country, as well as locally employed staff and a segment of those with an Afghan special immigrant visa, to consider traveling to the airport overnight, State Department spokesperson Ned Price said Thursday. Price said he had seen reports of people not able to access the airport, telling reporters that every report of someone unable for whatever reason to reach the airport is something we take very seriously. But there has been no decision to change the August 31st deadline to withdraw all U.S. troops from Afghanistan at this point, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said Thursday, adding that if and when there is a decision to change that deadline, further conversions with the Taliban would need to take place. Images of mothers handing their babies to British soldiers over barbed wire outside the airport have emerged on social media in recent days, highlighting the dire outlook for many Afghans trying to leave Kabul. The UK's Defence Minister Ben Wallace said Thursday they cannot take unaccompanied minors, and that those parents would have had to force their way through the crowds to be reunited with their children. He added it has been very difficult for troops dealing with some desperate people, many of whom are just wanting to leave the country. In total, 12 people have been killed in and around the airport since the Taliban took control of the capital on Sunday, Reuters reported Thursday, citing NATO sources and Taliban officials. A Dutch evacuation plane was forced to leave with no passengers on Wednesday, while the European Union's top diplomat, Josep Borrell, has lamented that the bloc cannot rescue all Afghans seeking a way out.
These people have loyally promoted and defended EU interests in Afghanistan over many years. It's our moral duty to protect them and to help to save as many people as possible, he said, conceding, "We cannot take all Afghan people out of the country."
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe